Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it was the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma make, keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock it tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want that check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it was the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma make, keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me, told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me come. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car till you get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
Up to snuff like the other Final Fantasies. I mean, like even 13 wasn't really very. I mean, the last really good Final Fantasy was probably
15.
12. I would say, for me personally. But yeah, 15. Nah, dude, 15 wasn't like it wasn't great. It was good. It wasn't the best in the series. It was just kind of like could have been better. Like honestly,
Nice.
I think I only finished it because there wasn't any other RPGs that year that came out.
Yo,
I was
bro.
just kind of like waiting around.
On that note, I want to welcome the chat. So let's see what's going on, everybody. We started with Dark's opinion of Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, this is what we talk about, behind the scenes. Final Fantasy 16. We saw new gameplay today and everything. We're talking about it behind the scenes. And I just decided to go live. That's how we do it, guys. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the next podcast, or should I say another episode of As the Gaming Community Crumbles. It's been absolutely insane out there. I would say the past 2 days. I didn't really get into it yesterday because I was at work all day. But we got stuff to talk about, people. We got stuff to talk about, and we got to get into the intros. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to go to West Coast. I'm going to go with the guy who says Final Fantasy 15 it was not great. Not great. Yo, it is Dark Optimus. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? Yeah, I thought it was a good game, but definitely not a great game. But yeah, man, happy to be here. Had a stream yesterday. It was pretty good. It
Hold
was
on.
number 8.
Did you stream in 60 frames per second, though?
No, I stream in 30.
Oh. Better watch out, man. Twitter warriors are going to come after you right now.
It's only because the for some reason I know that the console can stream at 1080p 60, but for some reason when I stream it at 1080p 60, it stutters like a madman. So I have to pop it down to 30.
I got you. Guess what, man?
Interesting.
You don't need to explain about your FPSs, okay? Let's get it clear, man.
I mean, I feel like we do now.
We're gonna be going in. We're gonna be going in, brother. Don't you worry about it, man.
Don't blow my load too quick, right?
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I cannot wait. But yo, we gotta introduce everybody else. Coming live from the 405, and I think he is excited to get into it tonight. It is K Mega 405. What is going on, brother?
Absolutely. Let's get it going. Not even going to get with a long intro. Just ready to go.
Nice, man. And next on the list, this man, he's a hardworking man. But even though he has been up since like even before the butt crack of dawn today, he is here with us right now. And I think he's gonna make a full show. It is Predator H2O. What is up, brother?
You got confidence in me making a full show.
I think if I was a betting man, that's where I'd throw my money. That's the category.
Try.
That's the category. I'm just saying.
We'll see. I'll fight through as much as I can for you tonight and see what happens. Depends on how boring the topic's getting. If you talk about Halo, I might start snoring later.
No, there is no Halo on the table. So I think that
not here.
Thank God.
Dude, we didn't talk about Halo last week either. All right, calm down, people.
Oh
Man.
shit! 2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks in a row is a record.
Yeah, that means it's coming.
You know what I'm saying? You just blowing shit out of proportion, man. But guys, we got to get into it. And before we start with the whole frames per second thing, we got to talk about a game that dropped in Game Pass. I actually got a few hours in on it. It's a game that originally came out a year ago for the PlayStation and PC, and this game is Ghostwire Tokyo. And I just want to get kind of like first impressions. K-Mega, I know you have way more extensive time with the game since I believe you picked it up when it came out on PC. Am I right?
Day one, yeah.
All right, I got you, man. I just want to throw some of my quick first impressions, and then I'm gonna come to you, Mega. I know you know more about it, but we're just gonna try to keep it on the surface. Like I'm gonna ask you if you played it on Xbox as well, but in terms of my experience with this game, I am surprised at how much I am kind of getting into the story so far. Like I said, I only got a few hours in, so I'm still learning and kind of like getting new powers and learning about different things in Tokyo, in the city and whatnot, like different enemies and stuff. But I gotta say, like just the story itself, and I think a lot of it is my son got me into anime, so kind of like there is a slower build up, I feel, but I'm kind of used to it for watching anime. It's really kind of similar in my opinion. I've seen people kind of describe it as like, oh, it feels like a darkness type game, or I would even say kind of like a fear type game in terms of atmosphere and the look of the city as well. Mega, what are your thoughts on this game, man? I'm interested because I feel like the art style and the choice for certain assets, like how the cars look, certain like background stuff, like I feel like they made some decisions that I don't know how people would take it, man. What are your thoughts on this game, bro?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, no, it's a dope ass game. I mean, it's not a game that is like, I don't know. It's I don't know how to
I would
really
almost call it double
describe
A,
it. Like
bro.
it's what'd you say? Say?
I would almost call it like a double A as opposed to like a triple A.
Right,
Like,
right. Like it's not a triple A, like over, just a majorly big budget game. But what it does is that everything that the game has, it is done well. It reminded me of a game. The first time that when I seen the trailers to it, it reminded me of a game that I played on the Sega CD. And he was what was it? Warriors, not Eternal Warriors, because I'm thinking of Eternal Champions. I'm blending both words. But anyway, I'll think of it here in a second. But it reminded me of that because of the way that you fight with your hands in first person. And so I was like, oh, this is different because you don't see a lot of games that usually do that. I know that Avowed has showed a little bit of whatever their little trailer was. It was showing first person with the person with the hands and stuff like that. But like doing the combat stuff with the fingers and all that stuff, I was like, yeah, pretty dope. But it's a really good game. I mean, it's got a really cool, different story. It's something that the more, of course, the more that you play it, the more powers and enhancements that you get throughout the game, the deeper that you find out about the protagonist, and then, of course, the person that is taking over your body. It's pretty dope. And then you find out about your sister. You find a little bit more about the sister and the tie-in to this person, and then you kind of get into a confliction of who's good, who's bad, what's happening here, and then you're building a relationship with the person that took over your body that you really can't stand, but. It's really, really dope. I hope people that when they jump into it, they come in there with an open mind. It's definitely going to be out there. It's definitely extraterrestrial. Got a lot of well, not extra. That's extraterrestrial is like aliens, right? No, it's not that. It's more of the like
Paranormal.
ghosts and
Paranormal.
paranormal. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, and so If you're not familiar with that type of stuff, and of course it's got its Asian flair to it, its Japanese flair to it, so it's going to be it's more anime-ish in that type of style, but it's traditional to everything that it does. But I think it's a really good game. I have not got a chance to play it on the Xbox yet, but I did not finish the game for the reason I wanted to beat the game on and get all my achievements on Xbox. But I got what about like maybe almost 12, 13 hours in. So I'm definitely so I'm gonna jump back in it, but I still got to beat Forspoken. And I've been slow playing on that game, so I got to finish that, and then I'm gonna jump on that, and then I got to get ready for Jedi Survivor. So the list just don't stop, and then of course when Redfall drops. But I would recommend anybody to
say
join
that
play
name
it.
with your chest, brother. Don't go when Redfall drops, man. It's Redfall, brother. Come on, man.
Yeah, when Redfall drops, I'm not saying it like that, like I'm down on spirits from it. No. I'm just saying when Redfall drops, I'll be playing it as well. So I'm just, I'm just trying to line up these games, and so I got to get it going with Forspoken. Even though it's kind of made me stop playing it for a while and maybe start playing multiplayer games, and I'm like, okay, I got to get back and stop it. So it's not that
good. That's not a good sign coming from you, Mega. Yeah, I think
right? No, because if I'm really dead, I usually know life games if I'm really in tune, but it kind of.
Dude, when you're into a single player game and you're getting down, like that's all you play until you're done.
That's all I play. Yeah.
So,
then when I said, okay, I'll come back to it. Oh man, I've been playing COD like crazy, COD and Halo like crazy here lately, and Sifu. But I definitely recommend it. I hope people will definitely try it. I mean, it's on Game Pass. You really ain't got no choice if you do have Game Pass. You got a choice, but. I would think that would be asinine if you would see this game.
You have no reason not to try it. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, so give it a shot. I really do think a lot of people will enjoy it. For the people who have not got a chance to play it, and then of word of mouth of the stuff that I've seen so far, that people are starting to enjoy the game, and they didn't come in there with any expectations or anything, but then they're coming out and they're still playing it. So there was a person that I've seen that I think it was Sensei. It was Sensei Jubei, I believe. I think it was.
Yeah, Jubei. Shout out to Jubei.
Yeah, but he was not that. There's another guy named Jubei as well. he's not that far from me from where the last time I seen it. I'm like, okay, he's been putting in work. So it is really cool. And the powers that you get, the more that you enhance, man, it gets real sweet. So you get all those powers and you start getting the elements of earth, wind, and fire, like you're not a Power Ranger, but a damn Captain Planet player and shit. It's really dope. So go ahead and try it out, man. I recommend it. I definitely recommend it. It's a Cape Mega recommend.
Dude, yo, Mega, I got the kind of like the ability to be able to rip a core out in close proximity to the ghost. Dude, that is so satisfying to just go in and rip that shit out, like, and all the particles flying and everything like that. That is
when you do it when you do multiple. It's crazy. It's crazy. And when you get the elements, like, you first kind of, I think it's, and then you get a bow and arrow as well.
I got the bow.
And the bow and arrow. Oh, okay. You got the bow in that crazy house. Yeah, like, and then the stuff that you can do with that, and then when you can teleport, and it's a lot of crazy stuff. Like it's a slow build, but of course, if you're a person that's just kind of going A to B, you're gonna get those powers pretty quick. But me, I'm methodical. I just kind of go through everything, and so it took me a longer time because I wanted to just enhance my skills on combat and then go through and kind of progress to the story. But again, like I said, I definitely recommend it. I can't wait to hear if any of the other guys got a chance to play it, but I say it's a definitely cop.
Nice.
It's a good game.
I will say it is absolutely an interesting game. The story's got me. The gameplay, the fighting as well. Like I said, I'm still learning new moves and stuff, so I'm really kind of like early into it, but everything seems really cool so far.
I love the bosses. The bosses is badass. I love the bosses in the game, man. The bosses are pretty badass. They are really cool. It's nothing like seeing a dude that's in a ninja suit with sneakers. Like, that's dope.
What? Okay, I got something to look forward to.
Check out the main boss. The main boss be wearing kicks, man, with his ninja outfit. He's dope.
Dude,
yeah, he
I was surprised
on.
I thought it was from seeing like the promos and trailers and everything when last year, right? I didn't know that there was more than one of those guys, and they all have different masks. Like they're a creepy group, bro. They are a creepy ass group.
It's a crazy group. Yeah, they're dope. They're really dope.
Nice. Let's see. Predator. Pred, have you tried this game on Xbox yet, man?
Nay, I have not.
Why not?
I just was not interested in it, and can't make it say I should try it because it's in Game Pass, and I subscribe to Game Pass. I was just never interested in the game from the jump, just looking at the videos and stuff like that, and the gameplay that I saw for the game. I just wasn't interested, so I never picked it up and never tried it on PC. Especially knowing here's a fucked up part. Like, I knew it was coming to Game Pass. I was like, oh wait, it comes to Game Pass, and I still not put it. Still not down with it. But to be fair, I've not had time to game on anything either. So I think the only I played was EA Golf PGA Tour recently, and that's it. That's the only thing I played in like the past week. So I'll go through this bench here in a little bit, and I'll start just picking up shit and downloading shit on Game Pass and trying it out. But I mean, that's not going to be the top of my list of games to play. I'm trying to get some gameplay in before Jedi Fallen Order comes out. I'm not following, but Jedi Survivor. That was my next big purchase, and then Diablo. I think I played the beta of that a couple of weeks ago, so I'm interested in playing that. But this game really wasn't on my list of like must play. Like I think one of y'all said, it's like a AA. Not that those games are bad, but I just I
don't know the way you said it, man. It sounded like you turned your nose when you're like a AA.
No, it's like when I saw the gameplay, I was like, I'm not really interested in this at all. Like this, it's not my. Give me a game with a gun, and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So, that'll take precedence for anything else. But the thing is, I've not gamed that much this year. Like I didn't play a lot of Call of Duty. I didn't play a lot of what was the other shooter that came out this year?
Battlefield.
Oh, I didn't play a lot of that. Yeah, there's a reason why it sucked.
It's good now, though.
Yeah, it's good now, but I'm like, I'm already fucking turned off from this shit. Yeah, but this year for me, it's like, maybe I'm just getting older and I just like got other shit to do, and I just kind of like, as you get a life, your gaming declines as you get older. Like the amount of time you have to play games just kind of goes down, and then like the less you play, the worse you are at it. So I'm kind of like Dark now. I'm starting to play more like single player, like games like that, because I don't feel like dealing with the competition, getting murdered
no.
every time I start playing Battlefield or Call of Duty or something like that. But I've gone from being kind of decent to being just fucking average, when I play shooters now. So, but with this game particularly, it's like, I become a smarter consumer, and I'm going to waste time playing something. I'm going to waste time playing something I know I'm going to enjoy versus, let me try this game and fuck around for 5 hours and realize it sucks and then never pick it up again. And again, it may be one of those games I pick up during the lull, after Survivor comes out, and there's really nothing else that I want to play.
So in other words, you're probably never going to get an opinion.
No,
of this
because
game
you
from
say
Fred.
that though, but like I always said that about Witcher, and I end up going back and playing Witcher. It may take some time, but like it's like, but I know myself. If I look at enough gameplay of a game, and I see that it's not something I want to play, I probably won't touch it. I'm kind of like on the fence with this one. I need to see more gameplay, but I'm gonna. If you ask me in 6 months if I played it, don't be surprised when I say no.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, with what's going on at Xbox and how they're really, aiming to be self-sufficient with Game Pass and stuff. I'm not sure if you'll ever get to this game, man, because every time you turn around,
my backlog is gonna get pretty long here.
Yeah. So
pretty long here if I don't start trying to play some shit. God forbid they come out with another Ori this year, and I'll never fucking. You guys will know. Well, here's the thing. Y'all know me. If I see a game I like, I'm fucking no lifing the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Like it's done. Like we'll talk about it this week, and it'll be finished next week.
Like completely.
But was that?
Yeah, like completely finished.
100%. All the trophies, if it's on PlayStation, all the achievements for the Xbox. Like I'll knock it out. Y'all be like, damn, fuck it, live. And I'll knock a game out in a week. But like. If I pick up a game, I know me. If I can look at a game and see gameplay written, I'll be like, I'm not interested in that, and I typically won't fucking touch it. So,
okay.
Shout out to y'all that play those, but like for me, I got too much other shit to do. But and K Mega's right. I could pick this game up and be like, oh my god, this game's fucking amazing. But I've seen enough footage of it to be like, because I thought I was gonna like Deathloop, and I played that, and I didn't like it.
I got again, and I'm watching.
I bought that.
I'm watching the gameplay as we're talking and stuff. I really get like Japanese style fear the game type vibes from the game, man. And,
what do you mean Japanese fear?
And
the game Fear.
Yeah.
Or the Darkness. If you've ever played the Darkness,
and those are two franchises I love, by the way. So it just kind of fits for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm into it. It could take some type of weird turn that I don't like as I'm playing. I don't know yet. That's why it's first impressions. So, I believe Dark has gotten time on this game as well. Is it just on PlayStation, or have you tried it on Xbox as well?
Only played it on PlayStation.
All right. So what are your thoughts on this game? And this is coming with new content as well for both, PlayStation and it's coming out on Xbox with it as well. So are you thinking about jumping back in, checking out the newness in the game?
Absolutely not.
No, I thought you were excited for this game before it came out.
This game isn't very. I'm gonna let Pred know that this game is not very good to show off in gameplay.
Yeah, no.
It's better to play it than to actually watch it.
I 100% agree with you. 100%.
Watching it is boring as hell, but the game is actually pretty fun. I mean, it's not the greatest, I still think that their best game that they came out with was Evil Within 2. I thought that game was freaking phenomenal. It was, it's a good game. It's not terrible or anything. I mean, I think it's definitely, if you have Game Pass, there's no question you should try this game out. Period. Like, you should try it. Like, buying it for $70, don't do that.
That would be quite, and $70 as well.
Because honestly, you can finish the game.
$70 now?
When it came out, it was.
No, I got it for 60.
You got it on PC.
Well, that's because you
though.
got it on PC. It's different on PC.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's-
It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember now.
Because it's one of those games, like, if you're just gonna play right through the campaign, you can finish it in a weekend. To be honest, like, you can literally finish it in a weekend. If you're gonna do like the side stuff, which I don't really recommend, because the side stuff is all fetch quest stuff. It's all fetching this,
That's the
fetching
best
that.
part. That's how you get power. Get all the.
That's how you get all the extra goodies, right?
Yeah,
That's how you
but
become
honestly,
OG. You get to the OG and
honestly,
whoop
you don't
his
need it though.
ass.
That's the thing. You don't even need it. You don't, because I beat the game without it, so you don't really need it.
Well, there's a difference between
But did
need
you
and
get the
want.
super
though.
duper secret ending?
Yeah, like, okay. You know.
He said, "I don't care about that super duper ending."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, it's just, it's one of those things where I was just kind of like, oh, I'll play it, and then actually I think I even got it on sale actually when I got it. I don't even think I paid the full 70 for it. I think I got it for like 40.
Well, that's
or
good.
30 or something like that.
That's really good.
So, yeah. And I don't even think I played it as soon as it came out on PlayStation. I think I waited a couple months to play it because I was just like, well, there's other things right now that I'm playing. And I think I got it during the summertime when there really wasn't like a ton of stuff out. There was just, spurts of things that came out. It was good. I mean, it's not like I didn't have a good experience with it. It was fun. It was fun for a weekend. It was like a fun, like, week game or a weekend game that you can just tackle and then move on to something else that you really want to play. It's kind of like that.
Dark's weekend fling is Ghostwire.
Yeah, it's kind of,
Tokyo.
yeah. I mean, it kind of. I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the coffin, right? It's literally what kind of game it is. It's just, a fling.
It was good while it lasted, but I'm going back to NBA 2K.
yeah, something like that, right? Like, you're like, oh yeah, this was fun, but I'm gonna go back to playing whatever I'm playing, or I'm gonna go to the new game or whatever.
Like I said, the story to me is what's interesting. That's what's.
Oh, the story's good. Yeah, the story is good. Yeah, but the combat definitely just doesn't show off the game.
Well, that's a lot of what they worked on for this kind of like this update and stuff. I know they added new powers. They tightened and tweaked like the powers that you already had there. So far, I gotta say, it's felt pretty good. I
just
so
don't
far.
want to go back. It's just one of those games that I'm just like, I'm not.
I'll play it for you. It's okay, Dark. I'll do it for you, man. I will take the hit. Speaking of taking a hit, shout out to Dragonheart Yobi hitting up that super chat, and he probably thought I forgot about him, man. I would never forget about my bro, the guy who introduced me to 4K gaming, Mr. Dragonheart Yobi. He says, peace, love, life. He says, love you, brother. Yo, shout out to you, bro. Incredible supporter of so many people in the community, man. Shout out to you, yo. Thank you so much. Let's see here. So, yeah, I would say definitely check it out. Again, don't go in thinking big AAA game, but
not at all.
Like to me, it feels like one of those games that was made like in between two generations, where they kind of use the structure of the old generation to build the environments, but then there's these like set pieces and stuff like that look really good. You know what I'm saying? Like the corruption. Yeah. When the corruption has like these souls, and you see like this dark, this like black and red kind of like treed out branches, and you see people inside it, like that looks cool, man. But it's like a mid-gen kind of like look to it, but
it's got some cool sequences too, like some of the like going through like
I like when you get trapped in the barriers and you got to find like, the rocks, man.
Weird dimensions that you go into.
Yes.
That's kind of that one. That part was pretty cool, I would say. Like that was some cool stuff.
And then like you'll be running down somewhere and you'll see the city on each side, or like it's something upside down. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it's really
Dude,
it's really
running down a hallway, and then I like in a quick flash, all of a sudden I'm running on the wall of the hallway, and in quick flash I'm running on the ceiling of the hallway. Like it's cool. It's cool stuff. Like if you guys, if you like stuff like that, definitely check out the game. Let's
Definitely play it when
It's
you're
not-
high
it's not
because it's
scary.
hilarious when you.
Oh
you
yeah,
play
yeah.
it.
It's not scary at all. It's just trippy.
No, it's not.
Like, yeah.
It's a trippy type of game. It's not. It's definitely not scary. Like there are other games like Evil Within 2. Those ones are pretty scary, but that one, yeah, it's more mild down, and then it's got some pretty good combat.
It's more in your head type stuff.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's more psychological.
Yes, I like it. I can dig it. It's gonna be fun going through it, man. And like one more thing, and then we're gonna switch off of it. But with Ghostwire, it feels like a really good pick up and play type game. Like they really kind of like. I haven't been able to wander too far away from my goal or anything like that. So like I could put it down for a while, pick it back up, and kind of get back into the mode fairly quickly. It feels like.
Yeah, because it
when you get
fogs
to the
off
deep
stuff.
parts of the
That's
city,
why.
Yeah. When you get deeper into the city, because it kind of directs you a little bit, and then it opens up to a certain point. Then you kind of start discovering stuff, and then because one thing I always kind of do is try to sneak up on the girl, the ghost chick.
Yeah.
Those different ghosts, and
trying to sneak up on girls, huh?
Yeah, sneak. Well, I mean, I am.
Yo, the girl. Hold on, the girl ghosts. When they don't detect you, you hear them calling for help and trying to get people. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, guys.
Yeah, but if they sense you, they all hell breaks loose. But I mean, But anyway, it's a really cool game. I recommend it. I mean, especially for just a game to play in on Game Pass, and like Dark said, it's a game that you can get through in a weekend. I'm methodical, so it'll take me a little bit longer, but I don't see the game going nowhere past 25, because I know I'm kind of close, but like I said, I was waiting for the game to get on.
You know what would probably be cool? Again, I haven't beaten the game yet, but if the story holds up all the way through, you know the deal. Franchises start with one game, and usually the first game is an okay game. You know what I'm saying? It's something to kind of get the name out there. People start kind of recognizing, like, yeah, that was pretty cool. And then usually the sequel is where, like, franchises, like, really blow up. It'd be cool to see if this game would, down the line, get a sequel.
Yeah.
Get a little more money behind it. You know what I'm saying?
It's very original. There's nothing like...
Because we're used to sequels, first-party sequels from Xbox.
That part is true.
Prez got a point.
Dude, I'm still waiting. I was still waiting for my Quantum Break sequel, man.
Yeah,
me
V4
too.
2 or something.
Still waiting for a Sunset Overdrive sequel.
And
which
anybody
we'll
who
never get.
well, no, I gave up on that. Like, there's a sequel will come, but it's gonna be a PlayStation exclusive for that one. But
Dude, they can't even get the first game out with Scalebound and stuff like that.
Are we taking shots? Are we building up here? Are we building up here for something? I think we know what's about to happen, because we got to talk about the latest news. All right. And the latest news is about Redfall. And for people who follow the channel, you follow me on social media, this is a game that I am highly anticipating, even over Starfield, which some people think is crazy, but hey, an opinion is an opinion, man. And I'm really looking forward to getting into Redfall. And of course, the closer you get to the launch, which is May 2nd, more information comes out. And Redfall put out a tweet that just people went absolutely apeshit on. And they let people know that when this game launches, it's going to launch with its quality mode. And then later on, they are going to add the performance mode into the game. Now, the quality mode is going to run 4K, 30 frames per second on the Series X, 1080p, 30 frames per second on the Series S. And then, of course, PC with all the different GPUs.
I thought it was 1440p.
No, I swear it was 10. I thought it was 1080. I swear I read 1080. If anybody can double check while while we're getting into it, I would appreciate it. But either way, definitely lower than the Series X when it comes to overall resolution. People are out here acting like this game is never going to be 60 frames per second, and they're acting like that they announced that they're not doing a performance mode at all, man. It's been absolutely insane. Like, PlayStation extremists, people who have no stake in this information whatsoever, like really just they don't even want to deal with Xbox as a platform. All they want to do is kind of talk shit. These people have been running absolutely like nuts with this information. Not only that, there's been Xbox people that are saying this is a major L as well. I have always stood on the fact that like I don't really care about frames per second. It's the same thing. I feel like we're kind of like going back to 2013 when it comes to resolution, but instead of resolution now, it's got to be FPSs. Like, it's got to be about frames per second, man. Dude, I feel like we opened a Pandora's box within last generation into this generation, making kind of like console gaming more like PC, man. I don't know. This is crazy. You know what? I'm going to throw the curveball here. I'm going to go to Dark Optimus first on this one. Dark, Redfall is only releasing at 30 frames per second, only the quality mode. And then, later on, they are going to, patch in the performance mode. Is this an issue to you? And then I got to ask, man, have you seen like what's been going on social media and stuff when it comes to this whole situation?
Is it an issue for me? No. Is it an issue for Xbox and Bethesda? Yeah. And it's only really like a PR issue, because they've kind of touted that the Xbox Series X eats monsters for breakfast, that whole thing. So I think that's where they kind of are lacking a little bit, because it kind of. But I was talking to our resident developer, and from what he was telling me that that most studios target their FPS before they do anything else for the game. So he kind of broke it down to me, and I was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I mean, I've never had a problem with 30 frames. I mean, I played Gotham Knights, and that thing was at like 25. like that thing was really low. Do I prefer 60? Yeah, absolutely. Like it would be nice to have 60, but I mean, it's not like I'm gonna stop playing a game that I'm really excited about just because it's at 30 frames per second. Unfortunately, I won't be playing Redfall when it comes out because Jedi Survivor comes out a week before that, and then I think a week after that is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So it's like there's so much to play. Yeah, it's just I think it's blown out of proportion to an extent to where it's just console war.
Dude, so much faux concern
to go back. Yeah, it's just a narrative to go back and forth with. 2 years from now, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, you remember when that game from Xbox came out at 30 frames per second? Yeah, you guys remember that? So there's gonna be somebody who's gonna bring it up, right? There's always gonna be somebody who's gonna dog on something just because. Yeah, I saw the craziness in Twitter. I actually went on K Mega's channel because he.
Oh, yo, I hear that's on fire right now. Like
he had. I mean, honestly, K Mega, you had some really great points, and absolutely, agree 100% with you. But me, I had to go on there and mess with him.
Every so often he would just throw out like, oh my god. So yeah, I
He's like, this man.
GRG, yeah.
And then I watched. I don't know if you guys know him, Dark 1985.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. I watched his video and I started laughing because he was like, "Take that smirk off your face." And I just started laughing because he knows that people are going to be laughing and smirking and all that stuff, and then it was just a snowball of stuff on Twitter yesterday. It was ridiculous, dude. I was just like, at one point I was just like, okay, I can't be on here because I know myself. I'm gonna be trolling people all freaking day or whatever, and I'm not really being serious. But I know
you just lose your day then.
Yeah, you lose your day, or people will be like, oh, you know. Somebody will come back and try to, make some sort of backlash at me because I said something or whatever. I mean, right. I think I did post one thing, and I was just like, it's a good day to be a
dude. All I posted was one thing, and then I was forced to reply like at 5 different times, man. But
yeah, man. I got something. You say one thing, and then they're just they roll, they go off, man. It's crazy.
People trying to go back to when we were talking about Project Scorpio, man. Like that's insane,
they try to go back to when you were in grade school, man.
Grade school with my play school first cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got something I want to cross by you, but real quick, I gotta shout out my boy Boba Fett. What is up, brother? Hitting up that super chat. He says, "Come on, if I order a cheeseburger, get handed a hamburger, and an hour later, and get an hour later get told the cheese will come out later, I'm supposed to be happy with the service? It's not an unreal expectation." Now, Boba, you are my brother, man. You are a point guard that I run with as well in NBA, but I will let you know that a food analogy will not fly here, man. Food goes bad. Food has special orders to which to eat, to enjoy it in its prime. When you talk about a cheeseburger, you want it hot off the grill and stuff like that. Yeah. So right there, you got different parameters that you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying, but I don't think it swings when it comes to the gaming industry, bro. But good luck, man. Appreciate the support, brother.
Yeah. One last point.
Go ahead.
There was. What was it? It was God. Now I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Never mind.
Well, dude, I think what it is you saw that our brother Fahim is in the chat, and we have not seen that. We have not seen that name in a long time, man.
He's in GRG all the time now.
Yeah, he likes to troll over there. That's I guess that's where he that's the flavor.
Well, what I was gonna say is that I get people's point, where it's like you give me something and then later, like months later, you give me the better version of it or whatever. Okay, but
who says it's going to be months later?
Right, exactly. Who said it's going to be months later? Who said it's going to be a year later? Who said it's going to be a week later? It might not even take them that long to put the 60 frames per second mode in it. They might have had a problem also with putting the 60 frames per second mode in there. You got to remember that they have to cut corners in order to utilize the FPS and the resolution and all that stuff. They have to cut things down, make the graphics a little bit less polished. They have to do a bunch of stuff in order to get it to that point.
Yo, Dark, check this out, man. I got something to throw in your direction, and I want to know if you think this is coming from a base of common sense. All right. Mm-hmm. Before this tweet came out, mm-hmm. They had people come and check out the game, play the game for an hour and a half, and talk about it. Dude, did you hear anybody complaining about the game and the frame pacing and the FPS in it or anything like that?
I didn't hear anything about the FPS. But,
nothing.
But of course they were playing on. Apparently they were playing on PC. So
right.
I guess that kind of
okay.
Makes it a little different.
Okay.
But,
Well, we gotta
yeah,
see. We gotta see.
Because I think
what they were
Xbox
running
is
it
the
as.
only. I think the Xbox versions are the only ones that are
Yeah,
at
the
30
Xbox
per
version is
frame.
the only.
Yeah. I mean, when you go PC, like you got all those options and everything like that. You got people with.
I think it's just a bad look for Xbox, right? It's not really a bad look for anything else.
I
It's just
just think it's going to
makes
be a
them
bump
look.
in the road, man. To be really honest with you, I don't think
It's
gonna
a
be
it's
that
a
big deal.
bump, but it's a significant enough bump for people to just be like, oh well, I guess the console doesn't eat monsters for breakfast, kind of thing. That's you know you're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear it, so be prepared for it because you're gonna hear it.
You know what's funny about that though? You know what's funny about that when you talk about like the power of the system?
Yeah.
You say that, and then my mind immediately goes to the gameplay reveal of Hellblade 2, and I'm like, nah, that thing does eat monsters for breakfast, bro.
Yeah, I mean
Like-
that's the thing. Like this is a completely different game too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Hellblade, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a different experience.
That shit
So
look
I mean,
ridiculous, yeah.
plus you got to also remember this is probably the first time that they're running a game on an Unreal Engine 5 too. Like I don't think.
I thought it was an Unreal Engine 4 game.
No, I think it was at one point, and I think they bumped it up to Unreal Engine 5. So it's they're using assets from Unreal Engine 5. Maybe they got a hiccup somewhere, and they have to wait. I don't think they need to delay the game though. I honestly don't.
You were reading.
I
You
think
were
that would
reading
be
my
stupid.
mind. You were reading my mind. I was thinking about how I was structuring this, and I was like, I know we're gonna be talking about if the game needs to be delayed or not. I was like, maybe I should make that like a question on the end of it, but no, we're gonna throw it in for each person as in. So you don't think it should be delayed because there are people out there like there are people like that report on Xbox stuff saying, hey, like delay the game, Like I don't think it's necessary, man, but like you don't either.
No, not. It's all that really depends on, if they think it's going to take them longer to come out with the 60 FPS mode, then maybe delay it for a little bit longer. But if you know that it's going to come out with like a month or so, or a couple weeks or so, then don't delay it. Just people can wait and play it when it comes to the 60 FPS. I think the biggest problem with a lot of people is that they are expecting 60 frames per second because it's an FPS game, right? It's a first-person shooter, so they're expecting that.
All right. I gotta, and Mega, I was trying to hold myself until I got to you, but I gotta say something about this whole. Well, it's a first-person shooter game. All right. The funny thing is, when we first talk about frames per second and first-person shooter games, what do we say? We say a competitive first-person shooter game, a game where you're online multiplayer against other people. Yes, it does matter. But when you're in a story-focused, even co-op game, the need for a 60 FPS is not that major level. Like it is not that, because you're not competing against other people. You're not shooting against other people where like the need for 60 FPS, what people say, is absolutely higher. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a first person shooter game, but it's not a competitive one where that's. Do you see what I'm saying, Dark?
Right. Yeah.
Does that make sense to you, man?
Well, that's the thing. I think it's not a competitive one, but it's a co-op one, right? So it does have some multiplayer element to it. So I think that's where people has that issue.
It's co-op. You're not shooting against other.
I know,
Your
man.
points do not depend on you taking out another multiplayer person. Yo.
I know. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that that's where people are drawing their conclusion to.
Dude,
right
it's
there,
funny,
where...
to paint a narrative. People will decide, all right, we're gonna go vaguer on this point, so this way it'll grab this situation and suck it in, and we can start making fun of it. That's what people are trying to do. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't really matter in this type of game. Dark, do you agree? I'm
not sure. I've never, I don't know, because it's, if it's in co-op and you're having stuttering issues, then yeah, that's a problem. But if you're playing it single player and you're not having any issues at all, then you're fine. But then there's also the whole uh what is it, the like what Far Cry 5 did, where they if you progressed in the story, the host gets the achievements or the trophies or whatever, but the people who you're playing with
That's
don't
not true.
progress.
That's
so
no progress in the story. All right, you still get your achievements and everything like that. You still get
so
points
you still get
to
the
level.
achievements,
Yeah,
but you just don't progress them.
yeah, you get points to
That's
level
weird,
up your
though.
character.
That's weird though. Don't you consider that kind of weird though? Like why would they do it like that?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it that much. Like to me, again,
I mean, of
that
course
was
not,
something
because,
that wasn't that big of a deal, man. Like
right.
it's weird to see like how sensitive people are in situations, man. It's been crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's been crazy. I don't know, man. Let's get K Mega in on this one. Mega, again, I was trying to save that, but do you see what I'm saying? Like they're trying to say because it's a first person shooter, but to me they're pulling it out of context, because when we're talking about frames, we're talking about competitive, going against another person. That's when it matters the most, man. But what do you think about this whole Redfall situation? Of course, the whole delay it or not. The whole thing in general, man. It's your time, man. You got the mic, bro.
All right, so I got two issues. So I'll start off with the one that is the big initial problem with the game. One, the optics are absolutely horrid. This is what we talk about when we talk about the Xbox takes 20 steps ahead and then they take 10 steps back, or they take a damn mile back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going. This one to me is not any. It's a bad look. The L is the optics, not the frame rate issue. It's not a good look, but it's not. But the one thing, well, I'll get to that here in a second. But the one thing about it is the optics. The announcement of the game, announcement of this 2 weeks before this game comes out, before launch. You should have let people know about this at least a month in advance, so this could soften the blow, and then it could go from there. Because I do believe that, because again, timing is so weird. Like, it's like Attic made a great point. Was like when I was having my stream yesterday, it was funny because he said, like, it seems like when Xbox goes walking, they seem to find the rake to hit them in the face
every time. They'll turn 80 times to find it. Like
they'll miss the bear trap, they'll miss the cliff, and then they hit the
rake is their
the rake
problem.
is always there to catch them, right? sometimes the rake has, and sometimes it's a rake that has double edges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wonder how bad the situation is. But this is, to me, but that is exactly what this is, right? Like, this is, overall, when you have this game coming out, IGN did not do the game any favors. That was horrid. Again, the gameplay was absolutely asinine, and the editing aspect of it was bad. I've never seen them do that with any other game that they've had, ever. And that was very unprofessional. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? That to me is like, if you're going to edit that much, and this leaves for speculation, because the PlayStation stands always got a conspiracy theory for everything. They got the tinfoil hat for any and everything, right? That's the reason why they keep years of posts just to say they could have their gotcha moment. It's really weird. It's strange.
Back to Project Scorpio, bro.
bro, they are strange individuals. But regardless,
dude, it made me laugh, man. It really did. Well, no, I laughed out loud in front of my computer when I saw it.
What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, y'all just gonna just flat out lie and say I've been all about 60 frames per second. Like, people, I'm like I said, you can lie to your listeners, but the people who follow me, my listeners, and the people that follow me know me. I don't give a damn about the 30 to 60 frames per second. I've had arguments with Dealer, Fonzarelli, D-Batch, all these cats. Like, it don't matter to me. Like, shit, it is what it is. But again, this is just one of those things to where Xbox just seemed like they can't get out of their own way because of this. And I understand that this was Arcane making the decision, but again, that's the L.
Mega, I got a question. I got a question for you on that. I got a question for you, and I'm glad you touched base, because there is definitely an issue with how they get games out. Like, they did really good with Hi-Fi Rush, so maybe they should just shadow drop every single thing that they're making.
Hi-Fi Rush is perfect. There is
you know what I'm saying? But
no flaws in Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah.
Same people who made Ghostwire Tokyo.
Right.
But I gotta ask, because like out of the big platforms like Microsoft, Xbox, they were quick to rush ahead and be the platform to be like, yes, no crunch. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like some of this going on is like they're trying to figure out like time periods for the game and everything like that without crunch, which you don't really have anymore. So there, points in time where people will be like, yeah, this game's about 6 months away, but it's old thinking. It's 6 months away with that like 3 weeks of heavy crunch at the end. You see what I'm saying? And I feel I feel like this is like that a result. And I know people will say this is damage control. I really don't give a shit. If you think about it though, constructively, like this could definitely be a result of them trying to figure out how to get shit done without that traditional crunch aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is a solution to that, and that's delay. And then also another thing where I have to make this point yet again: stop showing these games before they're actually ready.
Oh, stop that! Stop that! I don't want to hear it. I'm not down. Not down.
Because it goes back to this. How many times do I got that Uncle Mega got to be right about this shit? How many times?
Dude, if anything,
you know what I'm saying? Uncle Mega is always right about this thing because
you do look like Uncle Phil.
I that's fine. I can look like Uncle Phil. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? He's a handsome big man. You know what I'm
I just put a picture of K Mega and a picture of Phil Spencer, slammed it together, and I don't like what I got.
No, I'm talking about Uncle Phil for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh!
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's a little more. It's a little more. I know.
And somebody else. And there was another actor that people. I was a ball player. Charles Barkley. I have people say Charles Barkley. Other stuff like that, whatever. But Slim Mega is on his way now. But see, that's the thing that I'm trying to say is like delays should not be the issue anymore. Like, I mean, every other company, every other publisher does it. But again, it goes into this, and I want to kind of hold this, but I've got to say this part because you got me to say it. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation with Microsoft every time. And so, as much as we do like that the Xbox community are outspoken, a lot of them are overbearingly outspoken about the dumbest shit. That's the problem. Like, I mean, I just got to be 100% real about it. So I'm going to get to that second part of this, but let me remain on the first part. Is that the optics is awful. This is the reason why Microsoft cannot get ahead of themselves is because of this type of stupidity. This is just stupid right here. Like
whenever they have something flowing good, man, something screws shit up. Man.
Something happened. Like again,
on their part.
Sometimes you have to be in a position of being a bully. You have to, because if I had access, if I would, let's say if I was in charge of something in marketing or whatever, now saying I'm Aaron Greenberg or anything, but somebody that was in charge of sending that tape out, of sending to have to get that gameplay, wanted gameplay from IGN, and my thing would be like, I want to see it before you release it. And if I seen it, hey man, I will rip this shit right back from you. you better get your ass in there and have somebody who knows how to play this game, or I can send somebody who can play this game, or you're gonna redo this and have this done properly. All this editing is unprofessional. This dude is running all over the place. Why is this game not looking like it's supposed to? Now, again, if the game is not looking the way it's supposed to because they've hit it and they exposed it, but obviously they felt comfortable by letting IGN get a hold of it. So therefore, I don't think Microsoft is going to sit here and throw all these other videos that we've seen, and Arcane, to throw all these videos out here that we've seen of what we was talking about earlier. Is like people have not said that the game looked bad. That was only like one person I've seen said that the game looked like a 360 game, and that was somebody that Red Dragon posted. Out of everybody else that said something, and from my understanding, nobody has been under no NDA or anything like that to not talk about the game. So therefore, if all these other people said the game looks gorgeous and all this and that, and except there's just one person that, or maybe there's two or something like that, but the majority is saying, then obviously the game must look good, right? For what the game that these people played. Even though like the big comeback to me was, well, the people that played the game couldn't show it. Well, okay. But the people didn't have any type of NDA of not to talk about the game. They could talk about the game. These people will let you know.
Well, Colt Eastwood showed gameplay.
Like
he showed his gameplay.
Right. Again, and so he had to get permission from them. So obviously, and like I said, like that IGN thing was an absolute debacle, and that right there should have been, like, okay, hold on, let's do it. So the question comes on this is that, did Arcane decide to do that on their own without talking to Microsoft or Xbox about like, hey man, we got to let people know about this? Or did they, and Microsoft was like, well, you got to let them know. Then if Microsoft said, hey, you got to let them know, then that's an L after the gameplay debacle. Mm-hmm. See that? I mean, that's a double factor right there. Like that is just bad optics. That is just ridiculous. So that to me is the biggest issue for me. Now my second part. Oh, and also let me finish this. I forgot there was more. Asking for a game to be $70 and you're not adding all the ingredients in the cake. That shit is not. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable at all. See, those are my issues with the Xbox thing. Now, people are saying like, well, talking about the 30 frames per second. No, the question should be like, how are you going to ask for $70 and you can't, and there's supposed to be this expectation that this game was supposed to have all these modes and everything, and now you're not going to have this mode, but then you're going to release this game incomplete, but then you want complete money? Nah, bruh, that ain't it.
Did they ever advertise the game as 60 frames per second?
There was people that was showing me when I made my tweet last night that people showed that the game showed that it was going to be 60 frames per second plus. Then that was in the information thing from Xbox when they were like promoting the game through, like, you go through Xbox store or whatever. So regardless of it, I mean. And the people have said that it was going to be 60 frames per second or whatever. So I don't know. Like that part, I've never really paid attention to it that much. But again, if they're saying that they're taking anything, that it's going to take time for them to add anything into the game, then you should not ask people for $70 for full price. Because that type of shit is going on through the industry. And that is a really bad look for gaming overall.
I can't argue with that, man. I really can't.
Yeah, like, because that right there is where you're trying to say, well, we'll get away with giving you incomplete games, but then yet we still want your full hard-earned money, and you'll just have to wait. I ain't waiting for shit. You'll get this game when this game is ready. Then that's when you'll get my money. If this ain't ready, then I ain't fucking with you. There's plenty of other games coming out this year that will gonna make that I don't care. Like, I don't care if it's Microsoft, if it's PlayStation, if it's Nintendo. It doesn't Namco better. If Tekken 8 came out this year, which it won't, but if it did, And they're coming in and they're saying, well, we won't have this mode and that mode. We'll add that mode here, but we still want you to, for the ultimate edition of Tekken 8, we want you to pay the $110. Nah, sorry, bro. As much as I love Tekken is my favorite franchise of all time, you still ain't getting no full money from me. Now I'm still gonna get that game day one because it's Tekken, but I'm just gonna get the cheaper version. I'm gonna have to hit you. I'm gonna have to go to CD Keys or something. Get a cheaper rate. So you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna get my Tekken. But that's to me is those are the two biggest problems. It's the optics of knowing this, of reading the temperature in the room and saying, okay, we already got some bad news here. How about we wait a minute and figure this out?
Well, they didn't really have too long to wait, though.
They don't. That's why I was saying in my video yesterday was that what you needed to do was let people know a month in advance, so that could soften the blow. Just like with what Todd Howard told everybody, he's already gave you an indication. This was back in January 18th, is that Starfield is most likely going to be 30 frames per second. Now they may add another mode later on, but I don't have a problem of having games be 30 frames per second. So be ready and don't be mad when he's already.
Oh, Starfield going to be 30 guaranteed, bro.
Yeah, going to be
guaranteed.
30. So
it's
going to
be 30.
Mad. Don't be on that bullshit, and because you got from January over to September, and now you want to be on that other shit.
Dude, if you could just keep exploring a planet like that, like there's no way that's going to be 60 frames per second. No way.
There might be an option. There might be an option later on, but see, Todd Howard did it the right way. Arcane did not. Now again,
dude, if they made an option for 60 frames per second, the game would look like the music video for "I Want My MTV." That's what it would look like.
There would definitely be some sacrifices. And that's where we're going into this in the second part. Where the second part to me is where this is where I have the problem. I've seen, and look, we're all content creators, every last one of us, and I do have a problem. And listen, the listeners is what makes us. And there are some listeners that can get out of pocket and say some dumb shit, and you like, what is man? All right, whatever, right? But you got to be on a level of professionalism, especially when these people spend their money on you. They take their time out of their day or night or whenever they're riding, going somewhere on trips, and they're listening to your podcast or to your streams or whatever the case may be. And then some of these content creators get out of pocket and tell these people that they're ignorant or they're stupid, or because they have a different approach. Just because you got a couple of thousand and you may be one of the bigger groups, bigger podcasters in this little group on Twitter or on social media, that gives you no right to get out of pocket with your listeners, with your supporters. That shit is garbage to me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No. You go out there and you start the Twitter. It was ridiculous. It was maddening. It was sickening, because I'm sitting here like, what?
Well,
why
dude,
are y'all getting mad at people like this because they're saying that they're going to want to play the game at 40 frames per second? I mean, 30 frames per second.
Dude, you know what's funny? You know what's funny, K-Mega? Others Inc. in the chat. Shout out to Others Inc., man. And he was saying, with your argument about not having what you're saying, the full game, 60 frames per second, he's saying, basically he's saying you're still getting a complete game. You're getting your single player campaign, your multiplayer co-op. Okay. I kind of roll with him on that, man. I do. If you're buying, but hold on. If you're buying, like, I'm never gonna tell somebody what they're gonna do with their money. If you don't like it, then don't spend your money on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it through Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? And it weighs differently for me in that situation. But like it's kind of like the traditional thing. If you feel it's not worth it, and you're in that zone where you're either gonna buy it or you're not gonna buy it, then that's your choice, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. No, I get that. But this is the problem. This is why I have to push back on both of you and Others Inc. on this, is that it is an incomplete game because they said it's an incomplete game because they said there's a mode that they will have to add later on. If they just said, look, this is the game, it's quality mode, this is it, and then it's a complete game. And the only thing that you'll get is the DLC, which we all know that these games, will get later on. But if they say that they're going to add a mode to something, then that is an incomplete game. That's my thought process. Okay, so let me.
Yeah, but does it change your mind because it's on Game Pass?
No. No. The only reason, the thing that's saving it is because of Game Pass. That's what's saving the game.
He said saving. He said that
that's
shit.
What's saving it.
He said it with
Said
soul.
that's what's saving that's the saving grace is because it's on Game Pass. If they were really about the gamer, in my opinion, right?
All right, Megan's going off. I gotta grab water real quick. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. If they're really about the gamer, then they would do the right thing and say, look, we're not going to charge anything until we get this out. I guarantee you their ass will crunch to make sure that they will get as much profit as they possibly can. We don't know if that 60 frames per second mode is going to come within a month or if it's going to come next year. If it comes anytime after 3 months, like I said in my video yesterday, it's all she wrote. There's too many games out there that's going to take everybody else's time. It's not happening.
Yeah, it has to come within like a couple weeks of it being.
It has to come
out.
within 3 months, I think, to give it an opportunity for people.
Yeah,
to
possibly
really,
because of the month that it's coming out on.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Right. So and that's usually when the games usually lose their luster is after 90 days. But anyway, like sales wise. But regardless, forget about that. Back to my other second point, quickly.
Please.
Is that shut up. Let me be on my Crispy ain't here, so I can take over right now. I feel that this issue about the 30 frames per second and people trying to say the 60 is the standard. It's not the standard. It's never been the standard. If it was the standard, then there would not be no 30 frames per second options.
And it won't be the standard for a while.
Yeah, and there is no games that and we wouldn't have games in 2023 that is going to come out this year, like I said, in 2023, that's going to be 30 frames per second if 60 is the standard. So stop lying to that. My last point on this, PC guys, and you guys know who you are. Stop trying to put your ideology on console gamers. The dynamic between both platforms are totally different. Totally different. Well, I play on 60 and it's not fair. Well, it's not fair that PC guys get to. If you want this shit,
go over there.
Brent, go over there. And Brent was right there with me. Right there with me. For me sitting, and I still had to come back 2 weeks later to sit there and to spend more money to get more parts for this goddamn PC that I built. It ain't cheap. You can't sit here and compare a console that is on the same level as a high-end 2070 to a 40 gig. Like I said, it blew my damn mind. I'm seeing people over here getting jealous because, Cyberpunk is getting that overdrive. Why is it not coming?
Well, yeah,
to
it's on
console?
PC, dude.
That path tracing, man.
Bro, if you want overdrive, do you know what overdrive does?
That would make the
even
Xbox
40
melt,
series
bro.
cards? Bro, if without the DLSS or the DSS, whatever that shit is called, without that, even with a 4090, with a 4080, that shit's only running 20 to 50 frames per second. I tried it. My shit is, I got a 4080. My shit said 20, my lowest was 29, my highest was 50 when I didn't put in the DLSS. And that's that's much of a hog it is. And I got a 4080. I think you can get close to 60. I think on a 3090 Ti, that bitch is running 8 frames per second with that overdrive. But console gamers is over here talking about why we don't get it. Because it's a different.
It would bog down the game completely.
Right. And if you want that type of shit, you got to pay for it. The value that you're getting from a Series X and even a PlayStation 5 for $500 and some dollars, even though the Series X is a much better deal, it is, you know what I'm saying, for $550, you're getting a hell of a lot. We are getting a hell of a lot for what they're giving. You stop it. And trust me, here you go. If you went ahead, I'm sorry, man. I'm crispy. I am crispy. I know. I'm sorry. I'm crispy.
Crispy Mega.
Crispy Mega. Crispy Mega. God damn it. All right. Last point. Absolutely last point. If they did put, if they gave every game the standard of 60 frames per second or more, then you're going to start having games that's only 1440p. Games that's going to be 1080p.
1080.
And what's gonna be the complaining driver right there? I didn't pay this much money for the new gen console to not play in 4K. Go ahead, Brad. I'm done.
You sure?
30 frames per second. 30 frames per second is not going anywhere, folks. Okay, I'm done. Crispy Nugget is done. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Hold on, real quick, Pred, before you jump. Yo, John Wolf, brother, first off, I definitely appreciate you in the chat and everybody that are going back and forth and talking about the situation. Love to see it. John, it definitely was advertised 60 frames, 120 frames machine. And if you look at how many like 120 frame games Xbox has on the Series S and Series X, like it's got the most when it comes to console gaming. So they can definitely call it that.
PlayStation doesn't even touch it at all.
Yeah, they can definitely call it that. They can advertise it as such and still have 30 frames per second games. I mean, they have the most 120 games on console. So I'm just throwing it out there, man. That's all.
And plus, a lot of those games that are hitting 120 are indie. You know, they're either indie games or they're smaller games, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get a game like Cyberpunk or something like that that's going to hit 120 fucking frames. It's just not going to happen.
Not without a miracle, bro.
Yeah.
No.
So, Fred, you dude, I think you're going to make the whole show, man. That's what I think right now. And it was funny. I thought about it. When I picked K-Meg, I was like, should I have picked Pred? I'm not sure. I was like, yo, like, if anything, if he's got to go, he's got to go. But, Pred, dude, what do you think about this situation? It's been all over the place, man. 30 frames per second when it comes to Redfall. Should they delay it? Man, what are your thoughts here?
Okay, first of all, no, don't delay the game. All right, that's stupid.
Thank you.
Several, a fan base of Sony fanboys talking about it that aren't going to buy the game in the fucking first place because they can't play it because they don't have a fucking Xbox in the first place or a fucking PC. So those are the ones speaking the loudest and the proudest. It's the Sony guys out there just trying to, do what they do. Downplay games. They downplay every fucking exclusive when it comes out for Xbox.
Dude, they're trying to use it to justify Forspoken, by the way.
They downplayed every fucking exclusive that's coming on Microsoft, and it's like, and it starts affecting people's minds because people start reading this shit and think the game sucks. They did it with Forza, they did it with Halo, they're doing it with this game, they're gonna do it with fucking Starfield when it comes out. Just pick a game. It's always happening with those guys, and now the review scores are going to bomb a little bit and maybe like get 5 points less than what it probably would have had these fuckers just actually played the game instead of talk shit about it because of some asshat on IGN playing it that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. So, point one, done. Point two, I will take a different side from this argument, discussion. You cannot charge me $70 a game. And I know there's Game Pass out there because we got it all except for Dark. But I know that's out there. But I am so sick and tired of getting these games with these patches for shit that they should have put out when the game releases. Because y'all know how I play games. We talked about this before the show started. I get a game, I know like that motherfucker, I'm done in a week, right? I'm not going to go back and play it because now it's at 60 frames. That shit should be available at the very fucking launch of the game. Get the shit right in the fucking beginning. Put the game out the way it's supposed to be played, the way you actually intended it to be played. Because you did not intend this game to be 30 frames per second. You came out saying it was going to be 60. Do what you got to do to make it 60. If you were going to delay it, you should have delayed it back then longer. Not now. So it's too late now. You've already given a release date. You've been fucking hyping this game up all this fucking time. And then you dropped this shit on me. You should have dropped that shit weeks ago.
Pred, what I love about what you're doing right now is you started off with saying, no, release the game. But then you're going in on how it's an incomplete game. No, I hear you, bro.
Because no one was asking for a delay until this 30 frames thing happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they were going to delay it and make it 30, and that should have happened months ago when they started throwing out all these fucking trailers and all this other bullshit for it. That should have happened back then. That's when you delay it. Don't delay it now because people are complaining that it's only 30 frames per second to get it to 60. Right? Now I know they said they'll bring it to 60 at some point in time, but you know who's going to be done with that game by then? this motherfucker. I'll be done with that
Well,
game.
they don't care about you, Pred. That's the thing.
Care about me.
They don't care
That's
about
what I'm
you.
saying. Like, and it's not just this game. It's every fucking game that's been coming out in the last fucking this whole generation. Stop with these stupid ass patches for shit that usually have been beta, alpha, fucking Signa, Xyla testing for fucking years. That shit should have been done. Some of these bugs that we're getting in these games are fucking stupid. It's like the dumbest shit. And we have all these fucking tests, and they don't fucking fix the shit when we fucking call them out on the shit in the alpha phase or the beta phase. And they still fucking release the game. You know this shit's fucked up when you release it. Don't come to me and be like, oh, we're just going to do it at 30 now because it's stable. Release it when it's fucking stable. Fix that shit in the fucking beginning. Not at the end when people are halfway done with the fucking game. Or, now I get this is a kind of multiplayer game. They're going to, like, I get it. People might still be playing this game fucking months from now, right? Not me. I'm going to play it, beat the story. I'm moving on to other shit. I'm not going to come back.
It's kind of a looter as well, so it'll definitely have people playing it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, people will be in it. But you guys know how I am, especially with, like, story-driven games. You think I'm going back to playing God of War? Nope. What am I going to do again? I've already fucking platinumed it. Why would I play it again? The story's going to change?
Oh, because now you can play without a shirt on.
I get a new fucking skin. Like, no, like, I'm not going back and playing this shit.
Kratos doesn't even wear a shirt, dude.
It was in the advertisement, man. I'm just repeating what they decided to promo, yo.
Go back and play that shit because I got a new fucking armor set. Oh, look at me running around doing the same shit I did when I beat the game in a new shirt. No, stop. I can't. I don't game like y'all. Like some people, they go back and play the game 50 fucking times, like they missed something, and they've 100% the game already.
For me.
Huh?
Yeah, not all. That's certain games for me, not all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do. Nothing's gonna change in finish. But yeah, whatever. Shut up, Dark. It's just not happening. So like, you're charging me more money. Give me a better product. That's all I'm asking. Give me a better product. It's not gonna be fucked up with server issues, with fucking glitches and bugs. And I know every game's gonna launch with that kind of shit. But some of these are bugs and glitches that are just they should have been fixed in the QC process. The 60 frames thing, I'm playing on PC anyway, so I really don't give a fuck when I play the game.
Listen to that.
I mean, I am. That's,
you spent the money on it.
Like K-Mega said, I put my fucking money in.
Yeah, you spent the money on that shit.
To run that shit at 60 frames per second, even though it's going to be at 1440p on my PC, but I put the fucking money in my 3080 fucking 3 years ago to play games at 60 frames per second and not have a fucking problem. You're playing on a fucking console, peasant. You're going to get fucking console peasant fucking frames.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So fucking deal with that shit. Like, and especially
he just called me and bot peasants.
As you get further in the generation of gaming, it doesn't always work the way y'all think. Like, oh, these games should get better. No, tools get better too. They start adding more shit to the game. It's going to make it harder to get it at 60 frames per second. Right? They start trying to put ray tracing in there. They start trying to put all this, we need to add these, this background effects, these graphics and all this other shit, these fucking ambient occlusion. As I'm doing the fucking, you can't see my
I pictured you waving your hands around there.
I legit did that right now. Like, they're adding all this other shit into the game that's gonna on a console to make it look better, but that doesn't necessarily mean as the life cycle of this console goes through that you're going to get more frames out of it. Now you might get better graphics, but then I have to pull that back a little bit. You have to sacrifice something, and the easiest thing to sacrifice is frames. Because you want the game to look pretty on your fucking 4K TV.
Talk about it.
Right? You spent fucking $2,000-$3,000.
Dude, I play most of my games in quality mode from the get-go anyway, man. To be honest with you.
See?
I do.
Yeah.
I would like to see a percentage of who because I did a poll on when I did that video talking about
that would be a real.
I got a better one for you.
I
know what you're about to ask that question. I got a better one for you. How many games have come out at 30 and got past the 60 this generation? At some point. That's a better poll.
Like what are you saying past the 60? Like they had like 2 modes or?
Oh, they had 2 modes or they put the mode in later. There have been plenty And I'm not gonna sit here and go through because I can't fucking think right now. But there's been plenty of games that came out at 30 frames per second that people talk shit about, and guess what? They still fucking sold well. They still made their fucking money. So all you bitches out there complaining about 60 frames per second, you're gonna buy the game any fucking way. That game's gonna sell money. It's gonna make money for the company and sell it for. You're just mad it's not on fucking Sony. I'm done.
Ooh. Yo, you know what's funny, Pred? Because you said you're mad that it's not on Sony.
Did you just drop the mic?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of the people that are complaining about this whole thing were the people complaining that Xbox dropped the PlayStation version of this game when the studio got acquired.
Yeah,
Like-
because that's the reason.
Now, I've heard some Xbox people talk about their disappointment in it being 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard, but they're not being as vocal as the Sony people are. I've not seen
Well,
it.
bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. From what I've been seeing, they are up in arms. But go ahead.
They're
Well, dude,
disappointed.
I mean,
Maybe
they're
you're following different people, but I'm not paying attention to shit either. Because again,
Right.
I'm playing on PC. So I don't give a fuck about y'all little peasants out there. But hey, I've seen it, but I think I've seen more from the Sony side than I have from the Xbox side. Like as far as it being more hardcore, like they're disappointed, but they're still gonna play the game.
yo,
Whereas
Pred,
Sony people were never gonna play the game in the fucking first place. And they're making it seem like fucking Microsoft is fucking up again.
Yeah, I got a question for you on that because it's gonna go right along with what you're saying right now. Like, it's weird. I'm a little like I'm kind of observing what's going on and how people are reacting and how like this kind of like moves forward because we were all there last generation. And again, I'm gonna say it wasn't frames; it was pixels. It was about native resolution. Dude, do you have any? I don't necessarily want to call it concern, even though, dude, that was a dark time last gen where people wouldn't even acknowledge a good game because they didn't know what the native resolution was. That's a dark time in the gaming community. All right, but are you kind of looking at this and seeing if it snowballs the same way this generation with frames as it did kind of like last generation with resolution?
A little bit, but I also think like because Microsoft is doing what they're doing as far as acquisitions, and this game probably would have been on PlayStation. I'm seeing. I think that you're going to get a lot more backlash now from any game that comes from any of the Bethesda teams or any of the ABK teams or anything like that. All those acquisitions they got. Any game that comes out from this point on from them is going to get talked shit about. And just to kind of like what they did with pick a game. Every game, just go back to Rise. That's when it started. They started dissing that game because it wasn't on their console of their choice, even though the game looked fucking amazing and can stand up to a lot of games that come out now.
Graphically,
it looks better than fucking Forspoken graphically.
Yeah, there's things you can see in Rise, like the repetitive, enemies and stuff like that. But that definitely aesthetically, but like every like fat nipple
visually,
clamp
that
guy,
game looked
like,
amazing for the time that it came out. It looked
dude. Like, and if you look at it today, just to look at it graphic wise, it still holds up.
It still holds up to some games now. They talk shit about that game, right? And it in fact it sells. The original Titanfall. People talk shit about that game, but it was a first-person shooter, and everybody on the Xbox side loved it when it came out.
And then everybody got excited when the sequel was coming out multi-plat. Like, all of a sudden, they wanted to play that shit.
It was only on Xbox. When it came out multi-plat, everybody wanted to play it.
Yo, for real?
Yeah.
It looks better in blue.
Oh, flashback, man.
Remember that?
Oh, damn.
Obviously not.
Those were fun podcasts too back then, man.
And EA had to say that ass.
Yo,
and it's like it sucks when it's on Xbox, but if it's on PlayStation, it's amazing. And that's the narrative that we're seeing now. It isn't about just frames and pixels, and it's like as long as it's on Xbox, it's only Xbox, you're gonna get Meta 5 points knocked off just from the fucking jump. That is not on PlayStation. And that's been the case with every fucking game that's come out on Xbox. There's been some really good games on Xbox that got trash talk for whatever reason by some developer that worked for it, like the Blue Guy, or people playing a shitty game on IGN, putting the wrong. Someone said it earlier. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. Why are you letting some dumb motherfucker who doesn't know how to play Crackdown 3 or Forza play that game when it first came out? Because I remember someone's Forza footage. I remember
the lady with Forza with the cloud,
yes.
and people were like,
yes.
"Oh, she's pumping the trigger, like she's pumping the trigger."
Like why? And I think Dark alluded to this too. That's when he first started his rebuttal. He's like, "It's not a problem for me. It's a problem for Xbox. Why is Xbox letting dumb motherfuckers like that play their game for the first time and make a report on it?" And I think K-Mega came in and said, they need to fucking vet that shit before they fucking let someone fucking push that shit. Right? I think K-Mega said that shit. Like, why are you letting these knuckleheads play your game that's not been seen before, that you know is overhyped? Okay, imagine this shit happening with Starfield.
It's like the dude with the tutorial for Cuphead, man.
Yeah.
He couldn't even get past the tutorial, dude.
Exactly. This is them shooting themselves in the foot. They have a good game. They're letting dumb motherfuckers showcase it. Stop it. Why are we doing that? Do what Sony does. Have a fucking showcase. Whether the fuck was it a direct or whatever it's called, and display your game under your control. You stay to play. Display your game under your control, under your environment, and sell it that way. Because when I saw Ghost of Tsushima and they did that, I was like, want it. Every game they do, I was like, God of War, want it. And who do we get playing these games for the first time? Fucking some knucklehead with a fucking purse that's never played a video game in their fucking life. I'm not in a sexist way, but like, they got some motherfucker who's never touched a game in their life trying to play Crackdown or fucking Forza in the cloud. Like, why are you doing that? It's a them problem. It's a marketing problem. And they need to fix that shit. I haven't seen, what's the guy's name that does the things on Fridays, the giveaways on Fridays?
Larry Herb.
Larry Herb. Where's he at? Where's he been?
He's cleaning his white gloves. It's taking a while.
I know he's still there, but like, he's still doing the shit on Fridays and shit like that. But like, I know he's got a podcast.
Dude should retire. Like, let's be real. He should retire.
You're right, but like, I'm not seeing people like him that were in the forefront of playing video games doing that shit anymore. I don't really see Larry that much anymore. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not looking, and I don't give a shit.
Larry
they're not doing shit like that anymore. And even like the little shit they did last week, I think it was last week, with the ID at Xbox, that came out of nowhere. I didn't even watch it. I don't remember anyone even talking about it.
Nobody even said anything. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like, where's your marketing? They're fucking up again with marketing. Redfall's coming out a couple of weeks?
May 2nd.
Yeah.
Yep. May 2nd.
Why are you letting IGN market your game for you and playing it shitty? Right?
I understand why they did it, but the problem is that
they're letting the wrong
people had somebody vetted. Yeah, like
yes. Yes.
Yeah, like don't just let them give them the green light and then give them a section and then let it go. Look at the shit before they release it. Like that. Yeah. That was the kind of same thing that happened with Halo Infinite. Like, who let that get out like that when, you know what I'm saying, when you know that you're trying to present this game and want to get everybody hyped on it, on board and ready to buy and pre-order, and we get Craig out of it? Like, who is not letting, you know what I'm saying? So what? You know what I'm saying? So even though the game didn't look as bad as what people were saying, but
the optics.
Yeah, it's the optics, like I've been saying from the get. So it's, yeah, man, it is conundrum, man. I don't get it.
I'm sorry, I went a little long. I wasn't trying to.
No, it's okay.
I didn't go crispy long. That's you.
We are one man down, so like,
you deserve it. You deserve it.
You guys get more mic time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it comes down to it, but I don't think. What happened?
I wanted to address something too as well. Is that another problem I see with this whole situation is like, because when you brought that up about like the dark days, this was, don't forget DRM. DRM.
It was funny. I was actually coming to ask you that question and Dark that question.
Yeah.
You're going right in line with what I'm thinking, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's exactly. This is, to me, is just as dark. Like, I mean, I was over here trying to. I didn't even put a lot of time after I came back from the gym, and I was like, I was just watching, and then while I was watching the Thunder game, I was just going through comments. Like, it was just so bad. Like, I'm looking at like. There's always so many Xbox gamers acting out of pocket, out of sorts with one another because one is saying that they're not caring about the 30 frames while others is not. Like, why are you judging people? Like, and then the one thing that when people were coming at me was saying, well, the standard is 60. Why are you, I got a VRR. Well, what about the people who don't got VRR on their television? Like, what about them?
I don't.
Why are you caring so much? Why are you not thinking about those people? But you're only thinking about yourself. Like, you cannot, if there's people that, like, it took a minute before my wife could understand not understand, but did recognize 4K from 1080p. Because when I'm saying, I had to take her to the store, and she was like, I don't see it. Until one day, when I bought my Q90R, and then she just so happened to come in there and watch. Was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people just don't care about that shit like that. And then the thing to me is that if the game is, you also got to put in consideration about the 60 frames per second. Let's say that is the standard. But every time that, but games that's coming out, like I was saying earlier, they're not 4K, of course. But then the games, the frame rates are jumping crazy. So all you need is Digital Foundry to go and talk about one of these games that it's 60 frames, but man, it drops down to 15. Oh, and it jumps right back up.
Oh shit, down to 15. Damn.
Well, you know what I mean? So like, I mean, there's a reason why these developers go and still have 30 is kind of like that safe bet. Like, we're trying to do this right here like this, I would like to see them, Arcane, give us an explanation of why they decided to go with 30. But I mean, but from
Thank you.
I've talked to, from Don to others, but you know what I'm saying? But
dude, people aren't asking the right questions.
They're not. Yeah, like
they're dogging in
on the games.
They're going in. They're like going in strong and stuff like that. Instead of saying like, yo, why? Like, yo, at least give us an explanation as to why this was delayed, and not one thing. No more PR bullshit when it comes to like delays or features, like, not in the game, like at launch. You gotta be upfront and just tell people why. If it's because at first it was supposed to be a multi-platform game, so it's not like fully optimized for just being on Xbox and PC, let us know what the deal is. Like, straight up, man. That's all.
Right? Somebody also made a great point too about because this is Arcane's first time doing an open world shooter.
Are you asking?
Yeah, I'm asking you guys. Isn't this the first time that they're making a game like this?
I mean, they not really. It's kind of.
I mean, Dishonored. They had Dishonored. They had Deathloop and stuff, and then they had Prey.
Open world.
It's open world, but
it's
open world, but their worlds aren't massively open. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know Dishonored had load screens in between sections of cities.
Well, so did
like that.
Prey. Prey was kind of an open. It was
so it is kind of their.
Ish, but yeah,
it's in their wheelhouse, man.
But that was one part of the question. The main question is that somebody brought this up, was saying, like, the issue that was going on was the tethering within Gotham Knight. Could this be the same type of issue going in with Redfall that they weren't anticipating, and so that's the reason why they were like, well, we're just going to have to kind of make sure that we want to make sure that the game is going to play smoothly at 30 frames, and then after we see that the tethering situation is proper, then we'll bump it up to 60. Yeah. I thought that was a great question that was asked, and I'm asking you guys.
They're all great questions, and I think it leads back to what you were saying before, that they just got to come out and say why. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain thing within the industry with developers, with publishers. When something happens with their game, it's not coming out as expected. In this case, it's there's a mode that's not in. Sometimes there's features that are going to be put in later or something like that. When it comes to stuff like that, they always got this like PR speech, kind of like an announcement. We just want to make the game the best we can, and this and that, and like stop with all that bullshit and just say what is going on with your game. That's it.
I agree. Stop coddling us with that bullshit. I agree. 100%.
Dude, like you're making it sound like you think your consumers are like dumber than dog shit. They're not going to understand what you're talking about. Like if you're honest with it, then you can hold your head up high. Like you said exactly what was going on. You let everybody know. You let people know how hard you guys are working to fix it or whatever, and everything's cool. Everything's cool with that. But when you start with the PR fluff and everything like that, it just makes it look shady as shit. And then nobody's going to trust anything you say from then on out. That's the way I look at it, man. We need to stop that shit in gaming in general. I don't know, man. I don't know. But so let's bring it to Dark on this. Again, Dark, I'm talking about like 2013. You were there with us, man. The resolution thing. I remember talking to you about Quantum Break.
I think we were all there.
Like I remember talking to you about Quantum Break and how ridiculous it was. Like when we literally saw people on Twitter. Is it a good game? Like I don't know the resolution, and I'm like, wow. Like, dude, are you looking at this? And again, I don't want to say concern. All right, but. I mean, there is some type of mirror factor. This is like some type of duplication, but instead in frames. That's the way I see it, man. What do you see? Is this kind of going that 2013 direction here?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about that. Honestly, it's just it's just a thing that they've been. Here's the problem: these companies have been touting that, oh yeah, these games can do 60 frames per second. They're touting that you can get the best resolution out of your games. 4K 60. That's what they're touting, and it's like, and they're putting it on their boxes and stuff like that, and then they're realizing, well, yeah, exactly, 8K. They're putting on their boxes, and they're saying, these games can do this, and it's just like, yeah, but it fools the gamer, the customer, to thinking that, this console can do this console can do that, when in actuality, yes, it can, but
it could do either or, because that's why they made modes.
But they don't tell you, like, it's like a fine print kind of thing, where it's like, yep, these games can do it, but only this certain amount of games, and fine print, this certain amount of games. They'll say, like,
Dark, real quick.
Only certain games can do this.
Dark, I feel like, as we're talking about this, I feel like this could be the biggest, like, kind of like PR spin in gaming industry, where it's like these systems do 4K 60, but then when you buy the game, you have one mode with 4K, and then one mode with 60. It's not 4K 60. It's 4K or 60.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to be next generation. It's going to be 12K, right? It could do 12K,
30,
and 60 frames per second.
12K 30.
When in actuality, it can do it for some games, but not every single game, right? That's how they get away with it. That's how they put those things out there, and get away with it, and because it's not necessarily false advertising, because of the fact that some games can do it and a lot of games can't. It's just a PR thing. It's just something for them to say, oh well, our console can do this, the other consoles can't do that, or whatever. Or yep, both of our consoles can do it, but that one console, the Nintendo, can't do it, or whatever, And it's just it's not. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about the games and what's coming out, and what's really grabbing people, instead of the frame rates and the the resolution and things like that.
Dude,
It
like
shouldn't be about that stuff.
I'm so tired of certain things. Like when we saw like PC gaming bleeding into consoles, K Mega, I remember so long ago we were talking about this, and in terms of like the options and stuff like that. And
But
even
you got to remember that but you got to remember that people from Xbox came out and said, well, PC's Xbox and Xbox is PC.
well, yeah,
So,
when they were talking about releasing games on both platforms at the same time.
I know
Play
that,
anywhere and stuff like that.
but people take that out of context, right? They're thinking, oh well, if a PC can do it, then an Xbox can do it, right?
No.
What-
I disagree
yes,
with that.
people
I mean,
people
'cause
do
they were
people
pretty
do take
adamant
things.
about-
No, but
Bro,
people
no,
are
you're
still
right.
take things out of context.
Right, but
And-
that's
and when
because
it's
they
not
listen
even
to
the case.
somebody else. But they're listening to content creators that's telling them something different than what the material.
Andrew, this is
Well, no,
Ghostwire
I don't
Tokyo.
think
bro.
it's only
Yeah.
that. I don't think it's only that because they're listening to Microsoft too, right? Microsoft is saying, well, we can do this, or PlayStation saying, oh, we can do this, but it's not. There's that small fine print there that's saying only certain things can do that, right? Only
But
certain.
the PlayStation community does not hold PlayStation nowhere near accountable if they're.
Oh, of course not. They don't.
Right. So
They won't.
And you know what? To me, it seems like that there's some Xbox content creators that just wants to have that neutral vibe because they always get slammed with it. They're an Xbox fanboy, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be a PlayStation fanboy, and you can sit here and shut your mouth and not say anything when knowing that there's discrepancies and stuff and what.
Like my homie Chris
Steele.
Steele, my bro Chris
But-
Steele out there defending Sony fanboys, but attacking Xbox extremists like hard, yo. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's but see, again, that's the thing to me is that, like, I think that's another part too, is because they keep hearing that, because it's been the rhetoric from a lot of PlayStation dudes has been coming to me, but you're an Xbox stan yourself. You're an Xbox fanboy. You goddamn right, I'm an Xbox fanboy. That's my console of choice. I don't hide from that. I'm proud of being an Xbox first gamer. The point of it is that I will say when Xbox do something wrong, the difference is you won't. And then when it does, and then when there are PlayStation people that do go out and call out Sony, y'all get y'all's attack dog. on them and make them shut up.
Yeah. I get attacked
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. So it stays quiet. So that's the thing too. But there's some of these Xbox content creators that wants to be so adamant of wanting to look like, well, I'm neutral, bro. Your channel is an Xbox eccentric channel. You're not neutral. You're a gamer that plays on everything. But if we compare, just like if anybody wanted to compare how I play on PlayStation, how I play on the Xbox, my Xbox is going to have a hell of a lot more time on it. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's to me is where, don't hide from what you enjoy. Just be real about it, but don't go into this crazy tangent to think that there's going to be some PlayStation people that's going to side with you or agree with you in unison so you can get that extra sub and try to maybe tap into the PlayStation community because they don't give two shits about what you're doing.
That's when they come
really
out and
actually
say,
despise you.
that's what they come out and
They
say,
don't even give a crap about what I'm doing.
he only plays on Xbox, but he's making some valid points when they finally get somebody to say what they want to say. They're like, but he's making some valid. More Xbox fans should be saying this. It's like, shut up, dude. Like, everybody's gonna have an opinion. Mine's gonna be
everybody
different.
has a different opinion, you know. That's the problem with a lot of people. Just don't they can't differ. They think that everybody should have the same opinion as them, and if they don't have that opinion, then they want to attack it, and you can't do that.
Here's my
I agree.
here's my
100%
whataboutism.
Says that there needs to be the option there for Redfall. The option needs to be there, right? I mean, it's coming later, but the fact of it is that the option should be there. Well,
I mean, at least they
coming.
told you about it instead of just saying, "Oh, well, we're not going to do it."
So
You know?
Yeah, can you imagine when it released if it had no performance
didn't-
mode,
right? Oh, that would have been even bigger
Holy
L than what it
shit.
is now.
Yeah.
The hole to hell would have opened up that day, man. I swear to God, it would have been right in the middle of the country, man. I'm sorry,
would've
Mega. It would have been right in the
It would
middle.
have been right in the middle of your living room, bot.
So the middle of the country is going to get some acknowledgement finally, huh?
But it's not going to be for
No,
the right reason.
no. You know where it'll be? It'll be right in Bot's living room, right
Why-
there.
why-
That's
why
that's
is
the
that
gates to hell, right there.
That's the gates to hell.
No wonder why I'm always upstairs.
You better stay where you at.
No wonder why I'm always
Oh,
upstairs, away from the living room, man. But dude, it's just insane. I gotta let you guys know, this is in no way it has like lessened my hype for this game, man. Like anybody I've talked to that has played this game has absolutely loved playing this game. Like there's certain things. One of the reviewers that actually got to play Redfall was talking about how like one mission he had to go find these dolls and bring them back into this dollhouse, and like you had to read like there was a riddle, and it was in the riddle it said like it kind of described where they were and stuff, but the thing is the game won't point them out or anything like that. You literally gotta immerse yourself in the world to like figure stuff out, man. This game is sounding like it's gonna be a lot of fun, and not only that, it's gonna be a lot of fun with friends as well, being that it's co-op as well, man. I'm looking forward to it. Like I haven't
lost the hype for it. I just you know, Jedi Survivor's coming out and freaking Zelda's coming out, and those games I'm like super ecstatic for. So this will probably be like later on.
Dark, do you even have a Switch?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I don't hear you talking about it enough.
Well, that's because there's not very many games that I want to play on it.
Okay.
He's got a custom
He's got a big ass
Switch.
paperweight.
He had it
Okay.
painted pink, and it's like it's got Powerpuff Girls.
I mean,
On the
I did
back,
play
like-
Metroid Prime Remastered. That was fun.
10 years ago? Okay.
Well, no, I played it. I never played it before, so.
All right, well,
I'm going to bed, guys. I'll see you
well,
later.
yeah, no, well,
Later,
we're
Chris.
actually winding it down right now, man. So,
No, I'm
like,
going to bed. You took too long.
all right,
Good night.
yeah.
Do my
Good
outro
night,
right
Brad.
now. I'll see y'all bitches later. I'm tired.
Later,
I
brother.
get up at 4 o'clock. Peace,
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, he's
Bye,
tired.
Redfall.
He's doing all that OnlyFans content for people, man. So, like, yeah, guys get tired
For
doing that
Dark.
shit,
Man.
man.
I do it for
Yeah.
Dark. He's the number one fan.
Number
true.
one.
Good night, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
All right, brother.
Later.
Good night.
And guys, on that note, man, I think we covered it. You know, we got through a couple subjects. I definitely loved starting with Ghostwire Tokyo. Like, I feel like the story is unique, and I can't wait to see where this all goes. And hearing K Mega and Dark kind of like talk about it, and K Mega with the alternate dimensions and all that good stuff. I might be playing more tonight before I go to bed, but. We are winding it down. Yo, shout out to the chat. You guys have been absolutely incredible. Love seeing the conversation going on. And, you know, when it comes down to it, we talk about games. We talk about, you know, kind of like a lifestyle that we're into. Not everybody is going to agree. And, you know, it didn't get crazy in the chat. You know, there was disagreements and stuff like that, but you guys kept it entertaining. So I appreciate you guys for that. But, you know, it's that time, like 40 with a comb over. It is time to get those plugs in, and we might go on record with shortest outros tonight, just because of the amount of people we have. So, let's start with the guy who just wants to stream games and have fun with the community that comes and checks him out. Of course, I am talking about Dark Optimus. Optimus, you've been going crazy with Resident Evil lately. Why don't you let people know what you're doing in that space, and anything else you want to let them know, man?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name, and you guys can check me out here on YouTube at Dark Optimus as well. And we will have another stream on Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I also have GRG tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So tune into that too, because it's going to be a fire show where there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. I can tell you that right now.
Yes, sir.
Oh no,
That's a show of shenanigans right there.
There could be some messy tomorrow. There could be.
Oh, it's gonna There's always messiness on that show.
But is there white on white crime though? Is there white on white crime?
No. I gotta bring Crispy back for that.
Yeah, it's more like
bring some guests here once I get comfortable with the camera.
It's more like a bunch. It's more like black dudes on one white guy.
Stop that.
It's a racial gang up over there, man. Wow, man.
Oh man, good times.
Good time.
Nice, brother. And of course we got the creator of GRG. Bro, you got a show going on tomorrow, and you already got Dark. He's promoting it, man, and he's doing a good job. Man.
Yeah.
What do you got for your outro,
I'm
man?
happy about that. I'm happy about that. I'm over here playing Dead or Alive. I'm over here record some gameplay. I'm gonna have sexy Katana on here. Some gameplay for tomorrow. Shot, dude, gonna win this round.
Nice. If you notice, I did use the rest of your gameplay that you sent me.
I did not see. I did not.
You
really
can look at it right now.
You
can look at it right now. It's going right now, man.
Which games is it showing right now?
I think this is Warhammer. Is this Warhammer? It looks like Warhammer.
Which Warhammer? Because I think I put 2 Warhammers. Is it older looking Warhammer? Or
no, this is the newer one.
The Dark Tide. Is that the Dark Tide?
This is Dark. Yeah. It's not Vermintide. It's Dark Tide. Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Tide. What do you think about it for what you see?
Dude, it looks good, man. I like the environments. I like the environments.
Yeah,
I like it's really got that Doom feel when it comes to like flowing enemies, like taking them out quickly.
I'll be a fan of the Warhammer like games. Yeah, like
it definitely looks better than Vermintide, man. I thought Vermintide was cool, but I lost interest like really quick.
I bought that game, and I was ready to play it with people, and I've only played it once, and I bought all the DLC and everything. That's why I was like, yeah, no, man.
But this looks good, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, it's all right.
Check out the GRG podcast tomorrow night. I'm over here in the middle of an online battle right now, trying to beat some butt. But yeah, see that. I know I didn't. I was saying I was going to have Fight Night Sunday, but it was Easter.
We're starting to hear this every Thursday, man.
What'd you say?
Dude, we're starting to hear this every Thursday. Like, I was going to have Fight Night, and then
I've had Fight Night for the last couple of weeks. I've done that sometimes because I'll get whatever, but. I'm going to be in the process of moving here pretty soon. Here in a couple of weeks. So
moving on up.
Yeah, I think we are moving on up. It's going to be a big
house,
shit. But yeah, check that out. All that. I'm in the middle of a battle. Have a good one. It is a short one.
Nice. Yo, shout out to Fahim. Yeah, dude, I know you call Sir X-Man Grandpa. You started doing that over here, and I'm surprised Sir X-Man didn't try to jump in on tonight's show. Yeah, like you would figure with what was going on and everything, like he was gonna like I don't know. I thought there was like an 80% chance that he would jump on.
I don't think he was even in the chat today.
No. I think he's trying. He's still recovering.
Yeah, he's trying to heal on up, man.
Okay, well.
Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man. Yo, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We are here every Thursday, 8 p.m., which of course is prime time. If you haven't done it yet, yo, definitely subscribe to the channel. Yo, hit the thumbs up. Let people know where you spent your Thursday night, and we are very thankful that you spent it with us. So have a great night, and we will see you next Thursday for the next podcast.
It is pretty amazing that Dead or Alive and Killer Instinct.
Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it change so the earth we know can stay around.